when I was growing up, I used to watch a painter named Bob Ross. And Bob Ross, he's the guy with the afro and the soft voice of, happy little trees and nice little cloud fame. And he, on one of his shows, talked about how he would take his show on the road. And some people would tell him, look, I can't even draw a straight line. How am I supposed to learn how to paint like you? This isn't going to work. And he says, first of all, drawing a straight line is really hard. Second, he said, talent is a pursued interest. Anything you're willing to practice, you can do. I don't know if you knew this or not, but he's talking about growth mindset. And if you're anything like me, it's easy to think of this as, I've got a growth mindset. I don't have a fixed mindset. Who's going to think that they have a fixed mindset? Nobody's going to think that they have a fixed mindset, or very few people would. But I've got a growth mindset. I'm out there, I can learn things. But I can see other people. That person has the fixed mindset. That person also has a fixed mindset. I can see it in other people. Kahneman talks about that in Thinking Fast and Slow. It's far easier to see these things in other people than ourselves. But it's not so easy. It's not an all or nothing thing. Fixed mindset can sneak in. When I was in school, all school, in college all the way down to elementary school, school came easy to me. It was just something that I did, and it was easy, and I thought this was something that everybody did. And this wasn't the case where I assumed I was smart. Right? This wasn't like, this is easy for me because I'm smart and these other people aren't as smart as I am. This was a case of more like, I don't understand how you don't get this. Okay, so school was easy until it wasn't. Because when the going got tough and there was something that didn't come easy to me, I didn't lean in and put in some more work. I said, well, that's not for me. To this day, it still boggles my mind the difference between watts and volts and amps and ohms. I know those terms, and I've tried. I never could get this moment that clicks to make it fit for me, to make it click for me. I could never get it. The water analogy, I just can't understand it. That's because the first time I saw this kind of happen or show up in schooling, I thought, well, I can't get this, so I'm going to move on to something else. I wouldn't put in the work. I would take courses that I knew would be easy. I didn't take any courses that I thought I would struggle with. So I never took any foreign languages. I never took electronics classes. Biology was a struggle for me. Interestingly, biology and evolutionary biology is very fascinating to me today. But this is a fixed mindset. It's not a part of me. I'm not the kind of person that can understand this electronic stuff. I'm not the kind of person that's going to get that biology stuff. So it can sneak in different areas of our life. Now, there's other areas of our life where I certainly had a growth mindset, learning sports, for example. But even then, even within that category, there was other areas where I struggled and therefore gave up. So fixed mindset can sneak in. We don't just have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Different areas of our life have different areas. So a fixed mindset is fixed. Your mind is fixed. Think of this like it's locked. It's locked in place. This is who you are. You are who you are, and that's it. So that's the fixed mindset. I am who I am. I was born this way. I've got these genes, and that's just who I am. There's some people who take this to the extreme and say even therapeutic diagnoses are a fixed mindset. Because if it says, well, I'm just like this is just what depressed people do, this is just what people with anxiety do, or I've had some trauma, therefore there's nothing I can do about it. Some people even go so far as to say that's fixed mindset. Because if I have some reason, whether it's a diagnosis or not, if I've got some reason that says there's nothing I can do about it, that's fixed mindset. On the other hand, a growth mindset says I can change. I can learn. I can grow. If there's something I don't know, then I can do something about it. Fixed mindset says I can't do it. Growth mindset says I can't do it yet. So, again, the fixed mindset trap sounds like, well, I'm just not good at this, or this isn't for somebody like me. Some people like me don't do this, or I was just born this way. So I was born this way. This is who I am. And that's all there is to it. Now, the growth mindset, on the other hand, this is, I was born like this. That's still the same. But I can change. So I can grow, I can change, I can learn. That's growth mindset. If it's helpful, think of it this way. So you got nature versus nurture debate. Nature is your genes, nurture is your memes. Memes are not just funny internet jokes. Genes are your biologically passed down coding, and then memes are the lessons you get from the environment in which you were raised. So nature, that's how you were born. Nurture, that's how you learned. So the fixed mindset leans entirely on nature. This is who I am. This is how I was born. That's it. Now, the growth mindset recognizes both. Yes, you were born a particular way, and then that's your starting point to going forward. Now, the good news is growth mindset is practicable. It is buildable. It's a skill that you can learn. And as with anything else, the more you practice, the higher your skill gets. Right? So fixed mindset doesn't practice, and so they're low on the skill curve here. But the more you practice with a growth mindset, you put in the reps. You're going to suck at first, depending on what you're doing. It's going to be clunky at first, and then you learn. All skills, EQ skills, conversational skills, technical financial planning, relational skills, electronic skills, anything is learned. And just like a muscle, they strengthen with practice. So recognize fixed and growth mindsets are not just one thing that apply to a whole person. There's various aspects of our life we can learn to carry on a growth mindset. We can put in the reps, we can practice, and we can grow. Hey, Derek Hagen here at Money Quotient. If this was interesting to you, if this is something that you want to learn more about, this is the kind of thing that we teach at Money Quotient. We teach financial advisors communication skills, facilitation techniques. We teach them about life planning. And basically it all comes down to Stephen Covey's quote, "What good is climbing a ladder if it's leaning against the wrong wall?" Or if the ladder you're climbing isn't leaning against the right wall, every step you take just gets you to the wrong place faster. So we help advisors, help clients identify the right wall. So if this is interesting to you, head on over to moneyquotient.com. You can learn about our True Wealth planning process, which is our model of financial life planning, which guides clients through 5 stages and 4 inquiry categories. These are the types of conversations that you have. So please let me know if you want to learn more, moneyquotient.com.